So 2025 Giants Live Strongman Classic. Me and Vitas again cursed 3 athletes. We said that
that was such a bad prediction.
Such a bad prediction.
To be fair, I don't think that too many guys, people or fans or whatever, got it right.
No, we actually looked at a lot of the comments to see some of the predictions. There was a lot of people kind of in the same boat as us.
Yeah.
With the top 3. Maybe they changed around a little bit. Then there was other people putting Singleton in, says 3rd place, whatever. But I don't think anybody had that top 3.
Yeah,
especially
I don't think
with
that anyone
with
has Schoonwinkel in top 3.
No.
Buddy Haynes, maybe. But again, with that lineup, I didn't thought that he can make it top 3. Surprising outcome of the competition, if you ask me.
Yeah, the biggest thing that got me was the points difference. So between the top 3 and say 4th place, if you know, Rain O'Neill. So like Paddy Haynes, 44 points, and then you go to Rain O'Neill, 7 points back on 37 points. Like the top 3 athletes were miles ahead of the other athletes.
Singleton looked very good.
It's like surprisingly good. Like, because this is where we said in the last video, we didn't really talk that much about Evan because, again, we thought he was carrying an injury into the show.
How do you heal that fast? Like, I got injured before. I don't heal that fast. The dude is like a Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like,
he won the Hercules.
Whatever supplements are out there, he's like fully recovered after World's Strongest Man tearing the biceps, which is berserk to me. Like crazy.
The 2 major events that are bicep driven, Hercules hold, which I know is biceps and grip. He won that, and then the frame carry, which is biceps and grip. He won that. So, and to be fair, he didn't do very well in a stone. No, but because he probably thought that he's good enough for the stone, said he didn't need to train the stones because of his biceps injury. I presume that's what happened. But everything else was pretty decent, if you ask me. Deadlift as well. He shared 3rd place on the deadlift.
Yes, 7 reps, right?
7 reps.
Yeah. So he was very consistent, and Giants Live really suits him. Yeah. What does he have? 7 wins now?
7 wins, yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of wins. He has more wins than Mitch Hooper.
I'd imagine so at this stage. Yeah.
And Mitch Hooper competed in Giants Live a lot of times as well.
But Evan Evan, I suppose he's there, 6 seasons he's been there at Giants Live, which I didn't realize he was there as long. But
that long, yeah. Well, the COVID took a lot of years out of that. But Singleton, kudos to him.
Yeah, like we've seen him obviously last year. He came 3rd in World's Strongest Man. Mm-hmm. Like, I know with the injury, the bicep injury, obviously he couldn't continue on Worlds, but like 5 weeks later, 6 weeks later,
it seems like 1 day competition really suits him. Yeah. If he goes to 2 days competition, it seems like the 2nd day he's just a bit fading away. But either way, $40,000.
Yeah, $40,000.
First place.
Nice money.
Nice money.
Yeah.
So it's good for him to win that. And now, what do they have?
He has Strongest Man on Earth.
Yes. Yeah. So a lot of guys will compete in that one. So the big story, I think, of this competition is Schoonwinkel as well. So like we've heard many times from many athletes say on multiple channels, they're saying like Jaco Schoonwinkel, when he's healthy, he is like phenomenal. Now he is phenomenal.
The last time I think we really seen Jaco at his best was the time of World's Strongest Man when he beat Brian Shaw over school.
Yeah. That's the last time I think we saw him that
That's
good.
2023. Yeah. 22, 23.
Yeah, so he tore an ACL, right?
Yeah, and he had a tricep injury as well.
Okay.
So, like, if you look at his Instagram, obviously, he's not really posting as much as other athletes do, but you see some of the lifts he does. He is incredibly strong. He has his own Hercules hold set up at the house as well. It's like
he's a farmer, right?
Farmer, yeah. But, like, when you see this competition, like, the frame carry, unbelievable. He looked comfortable on the deadlift. Fast on the stones.
Well, Rain O'Neill was probably faster, but he got penalized for 2 seconds.
Yeah, that Rain O'Neill, that was a bit, I don't know. I think that's a bit strange.
What do you mean?
Like, I know he fell and he slid and everything like that, but like when he dropped the frame and he got past the line, he looked at Dave Warner like 2 times.
I think it was a right decision.
It was a right decision, but like there could have been a bit more.
What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. When he looked at Dave Warner and he was kind of like, does it count, whatever, and Dave just kind of went like,
Yeah, well, they discussed that. All the referees discussed that. I think they made the right decision because the slide was a bit too long.
It was too long. But what do you do in that situation as an athlete? Like,
there's nothing you can do.
If you trip and slide,
there's rules. You messed up. You pay the price. I think Raynor kind of was okay with that as well. He knew what can you do?
But they were saying as well about putting his hands out. You know, like when you kind of push.
Because he didn't want to smack himself.
You have to do that. Like
you don't want to do what's the Carrasquillo?
Yeah, Carrasquillo.
Yeah, when she broke her nose.
That went up and hit her.
No, she
lifted it.
She lifted it, then she dropped. Yeah, she dropped because she couldn't get the hands going. So
but that's like
broke the nose.
But they're saying that as like, he put his hands out. Even Dave Warner said it. Neil Pickup said it to him as well. It's like, well, if he didn't put his hands out, he's going to.
Yeah, but but you see that he's. I think by doing that, you pushed a little bit as well forward.
But
I think it was the right decision.
Okay,
it was right.
Look, I understand there has to be some sort of penalization in it, but like, I don't know. I when I seen it, I was like, oh, he's after sliding a good bit.
Yeah.
But to what extent, I didn't know if it was going to count or what.
I think, like I said, I think it was the right decision.
Yeah. I don't know where to come up with 2 seconds. That's the thing that gets me.
I think it's in the rules.
Is in the rules?
Yeah, it's in the rules. If you slide it, if you
slide over the leg.
Yeah, so you're gonna get 2 seconds penalty, and it kind of, I think it was the right decision.
But when you go through, say, the events, so like event by event, said a log medley, we had some upsets as well, and that we seen Mitchell Hooper. Obviously, didn't finish the logs, which is surprising. He tripped coming over the first log.
That's another surprising thing that happened in this competition in a bad way, if you ask me. You know, like I really thought, based on his performances in previous 24/5 competition,
24 of the last 25, he's podiumed.
He's podiumed. Yeah, so you would think that he's gonna win this show, but it seems like all the personal drama that's happening in his life is catching up with him. Injuries. He has knee issue. He has back issue, biceps issue. Yeah. So that's what happens when in 2 or 3 years he competed in so many competitions.
So you said 2.5 years he competed in 25 competitions.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's like, to me, it's like Novikov. He did the same, and at some point your body just breaks. Start breaking down.
You forget how many shows he actually competes in, because he competes in the major 4, but then he competes in all the giant.
But that's the problem, because all the shows now are not as light anymore. No. All the shows are heavy, and some of the shows, like Brian Shaw, he's trying to put up the heaviest show that anyone can
he's
do.
Dangerous. He's borderline.
Yeah, it's so I don't know what he's gonna do now. He will have to try and compete in Shaw Classic. Yeah. Can he win that one with all the issues that he's having? You said he has back issues as well.
Back issues. He said himself that in the show that when he was talking to Neil Pickup, that he had some sort of pinched nerve in his back.
Well, it's not surprising that he has that pinched nerve, because he's overextending a lot. Like just crazy. With all these overhead lifts, his back seems like going into a massive arch, So it's not surprising.
When he tried to clean the 180 log, he's completely back on himself. He's nearly, his shoulder blades are nearly touching it.
Yeah, so he can't do that anymore. So I don't know why he will go from there, because you still have Shaw Classic coming up. You still have Rogue Invitational coming up as well. So
they all have World Tour finals.
That's not gonna.
He's going to be competing in the show.
Yeah, he will compete, but 505, it's not gonna happen. You can.
It's not even in the remit.
I know he made the video saying that he can do it and all that stuff. But after watching this, and what all the injuries, and he seems like his body's full of cortisone. He's stressed out, So
the way I you can kind of really tell that it's not going to happen now. I know obviously deadlift for reps doesn't correlate a lot of the times to major deadlifts, because you have
to an extent it does. With Thor, for example, it does.
But then you have lactic acid build up. Because when you're looking for 1 rep max, your work capacity goes down and stuff. Sure. But I mean, in regards to the deadlifts he did this time around compared to what we've seen last year, he would have done 8 reps last year and left it.
Yeah, just left it.
We've seen it. And he couldn't get 505. He got 505 to the knee. But now this time around, he's struggling. I know he has the back issues, and we've seen with the patella tendon issues, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. But it kind of goes to show that the Mitch, he's human. Like we said it before, we're
all humans. We're all humans. Especially with Mitch, he was such a confident, borderline cocky. If you ask me, we've seen a lot of comments saying that they can't.
He backed it up.
He did. But now, when you on the way down. You know, how are you gonna?
But he said there's a comeback. There's a comeback story coming. So
no, look. Hopefully there is. Hopefully there is. Like again, like I said, his personal life now is in a really bad way. If you ask me, I think if he's going through like a sort of divorce or something like that, it's stressful. It's one of the most stressful things that you can go through.
Yeah.
To say.
Yeah, but sure, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, one of the most stressful things that you can go through. You know, so. I don't know what you got from here. So
some of the major names we had Mateusz Kieliszkowski, Trey Mitchell, Lucas Hatton, all these big names. Now we knew Mateusz wasn't going to perform that well because of the deadlift.
Mateusz is getting ready for Glasgow, but still, he's not the same.
No, he's not the same. He's a Terminator, as they say.
Yes, but he's not the same. You can see the body is not the same, and again, he's in the sport for 10 years. He competed so many competitions. He had so many surgeries, you know. So it's, I think it's just normal progression, like when it comes to being a strongman athlete, you know. Like at some point you're starting to go down a little bit, and I don't know if you can come back and be as you were like 5 or 6 or 7 years ago, you know.
But these athletes, like these big name athletes, it's like we said in the predictions video, all these athletes are phenomenal in a lot of the events, but in this show they had the one chink in the armor. So Mateusz, obviously with the deadlift, he did 1 rep, lifted. You see with Lucas Hatton, he had the Hercules hold, got 2 points in the Hercules hold, and then you have the likes of Trey Mitchell, the frame carry 0.
I was with Lucas Hatton. I was even surprised when he did the frame. Like in Ireland, his frame was phenomenal.
Yeah,
he finished second, I think, after
an uphill.
Mitch Hooper, right? Yeah. So I thought he will do really well, but he dropped, and it's because to do with the Hercules hold that he did before the frame carry. But I thought he can finish it in a very good time because he's a very explosive guy, and he can move pretty well for the size of that he is. So.
But that's what it is. I think it's the Hercules hold literally just destroys your grip. Like it just pumps up the forearms, everything. So, but that's where, say, you lose points. Like he lost a lot of his points.
Well, Trey Mitchell, yeah, he lost a lot of points.
Yeah, but that's
he just can't.
We said it about the frame. He just physically cannot do the frame. It's just
Hercules cord is okay, Farmers is okay, but frame
it's just that wider grip. It's something
it just doesn't work.
But obviously Lucas Hatton, his debut for Giant Slave. You had Nick Guardion, his debut.
Is it?
Yeah, it's his debue for Giant Slave, which
Lucas
is hard
Hatton?
it's hard to believe. His debut. This is his very first Giant Slave.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Ray O'Neill first Giant Slave.
Yeah, Ray O'Neill, I know this
Guardion first Giant Slave. Like Nick Guardion was doing so well.
He competed in Ireland Classic in England, right?
Yeah,
so
Ireland, UK.
Yeah. Okay.
It's mad thing that he competed in the Arnold. He was at World's Strongest Man before he was even at a Giant Slave. It's the same as Ray O'Neill. He was at the World's Strongest Man before Giant Slave.
Yeah.
But look, Ray O'Neill, he had probably not his best competition as he could have had. Like, you know, you see that in Strongman Champions League, he dominates. World's Strongest Man, he won. He dominated in his very first time. He has a shoulder injury from the looks of it.
It's not easy, but it's good for us now that we have so many athletes who can win any other show at any given time.
Yeah,
I think that's great. You know, instead of like watching, for example, Mitch Hooper dominate for 2 years, like it's kind of becomes a bit boring.
Yeah.
But now with this,
so in and out to Kobe any athlete.
Yeah. So they even like Gordion.
Yeah.
He did pretty well as well.
The stones.
Just stones. He messed up the stones. He would have been like very up, high up there.
Points,
So I think Strongman is like becoming very balanced.
Yeah, but because 4th and 9th, there were 7 points between 4th and 9th.
Yeah.
Like either at that last event, it could have went either way. Like so.
Yeah. And we're missing Tom Stallman and Luke Stallman as well in that lineup, which I think they're gonna compete in.
Luke Stallman isn't competing, I don't think. Okay. He's probably going to be the reserve. Paddy Haynes.
Yeah, so Tom is getting ready for that. Tom will do a lot of damage in that competition.
He looks like he's in great shape.
Yeah,
looks like he's comfortable. He's
relaxed. I think he's gonna be the freshest of them all. Now,
he will be after this show.
Yeah. So I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Tom might come in and take the first place. That's an early prediction.
That's a very early prediction. Yeah. Don't predict it. You're going to jinx him.
I'm not going to jinx him. I don't want to jinx him. I want him to win that.
Yeah. So we mentioned in the prediction videos, obviously, that we had the big names and we had like some of the athletes we didn't think were going to perform as well because you had the bigger names. One of them was Paddy Haynes. Now, we were wrong. Paddy Haynes finished third place.
Yeah.
Had a phenomenal 4 events out of 5.
So one event that it's not great for him is overhead press. That's logs, Plus, we thought that he's injured. He injured his shoulder, yeah. But it seems like it didn't really bother him that much, you know.
There was no twisting or there was no tweaking. Like Rain O'Neill, say for instance, he was like, the shoulder was a bit.
Yeah, so everything was fine with Paddy Haynes. So Paddy Haynes is doing really well. He was very impressive in UKs.
Giants Live suits him.
Yeah, Giants Live suit him, and he bet Paul Smith in UK's quarterfinals, and because of the injury, he decided not to do the UK's semifinals and the finals, which I think potentially could have won. And if you win UK Strongest Man, it's £12,000 for the first place.
£12,000,
yeah. So and how much did Paddy got for the third place? In $7,000. Yeah. So he decided to focus on probably on a Giants Live instead of UK's finals, which I don't know.
Money-wise,
money-wise, I think it would have been if his shoulder was fine. It seemed like it was. It would have been wise to compete in UK's, win that.
Yeah,
win £12,000 and then go in and probably if he did well, and he did well, so third place, £7,000.
And now we have England's Strongest Man coming up in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah,
so that's
we don't know the prize money for
that's a Giant Slave show as well. So I don't know what the prize money is, but it could have been the case that could have won UK's. Yeah, then go on, win third place in this, and then probably win England's Strongest Man for Giants Live.
It's good paydays.
Good, it'd be a good month.
Mm-hmm. Would be a good, that's exactly it. Would be a good month, but he decided not to do it, and
but look, it's
decide to.
He finished
on Giants.
Third with this major lineup of athletes that was there. It's the name is the dark horse, and he fulfills the name. It's 7 points over the world's strongest man. But then you have some of the big athletes that were there, like Schoonwinkel, and then Evan Singleton. Evan Singleton probably could have done better if he didn't have blood in his eyes.
What's the story with that?
I don't know. Evan could have.
I have a theory. I told you the theory. I have a theory. Yeah. Because he was competing in WWE, and in WWE they do blading. Yeah. I think WWE fans probably know about.
Oh, probably know about it.
They kind of cut themselves to have the blood going, so there's for more dramatic effect. And after the Stones, where Evan failed 200 kilos, he was sitting and the doctor was examining his wound, and the wound was very high up.
Yeah,
it
was over the bandana.
Yeah, over the bandana. So, did he do that just to get a more dramatic effect?
I don't know. That's for the wrestling fans.
Because he loves to bang his head.
See, that's what I thought was, because he has that metal chalk.
Yeah,
he has that metal chalk shaker kind of ammonia thing as well.
Yeah, but so he bangs his head. But usually it's here somewhere he bangs, not up here.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
there's a wrestling podcast that's just over the unit over there. So
nevertheless, it was very effective. There was a lot of blood. Unfortunately, he didn't finish the last stone. If he did, it would have been even better.
Yeah. He's so fresh. That's the kind of Evan. That Evan could possibly be one world's strongest man.
Yeah. Potentially, yes. But
he's a better Evan than what was last year.
Yes, he was. And maybe that's why he was so frustrated when he got injured in the World's Strongest Man with the biceps in the first event. Because a couple of guys said he was throwing around and he was very angry and disappointed, which is understandable. Which is understandable because potentially he could have won the whole thing.
So look, that was the show. That was the Giants Live Strongman Classic. We've had some major upsets, I suppose, some of the biggest names that you'd expect to be on the podium without obviously performed not as great. Like we were saying, Mitchell Hooper, fortunately 24 podiums in a row. That's gone. Mateusz Kielowski, as we knew, so that deadlift was going to crucify him really when it comes to the points. So hopefully Mateusz do better for World Tour finals. And obviously some of the other athletes, like we were saying, it's the one event that kind of kills them for points wise. But look, let us know what you thought of the show. We think Colin Bryce tried to get the decibel world
I think they got it.
The decibel record for Albert Hall. I think he really emphasized to try to get that record. So look, let us know what you thought of the show. If you were at the show, I was actually looking at the Reddit. There was a good few people talking on Reddit that they were at the show having a great time. So look, let us know in the comment section down below. If you made it this far in the video, make sure to press the like button. Like always, make sure to comment. We love seeing the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and if you are subscribed, please press the bell icon. It'll keep you up to date with everything at Lalas Brothers, and we'll see you in a future video.
See you later, guys.